Alright, so we're in the parking in Dover. I've got Colin Hinds with me, who plays with China Crisis and is a big part of the Dover Music Festival. And I thought it'd be nice to ask you a few questions, Colin. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you. So, Col, you've been in the game quite a long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to talk about how you started and what got you into music.
I grew up in the Isle of Man. My older brother Dave played. My dad always had guitars lying around the house. And I just sort of got a little bit of a bug for it, picking guitars up, and I got a bit of a feel for it, and decided that was what I wanted to do. So
what was the first tune you learned to play?
The first tune I ever learned to play, I think, was "House of the Rising Sun."
Oh, like the rest of us?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, standard.
Yeah.
Industry standard.
So how old were you when you started?
I was 11 when I first started learning a few chords and stuff, but I was actually 16, 17 when I got my first gig. So.
Right, okay. Was that as part of a band, or were you
that
out
was part of a little rock band? We used to do a residency at a bikers club on a Friday night called the Douglas Head Hotel. That was a great little venue.
Oh, right, okay.
All the bands played, and that was cool.
So how did you get in with China Crisis? Because, and forgive me, I think that was your big break, right?
Well, bizarrely enough, before China Crisis, I was on tour with Paul Carrick, and my brother opened a music venue in Liverpool called Life Cafe, and they had China Crisis on the opening night. So my brother and Ed London got chatting, and my brother told Ed what I was doing and where I was at that time, and he said, "Oh, we'll have to hook up when you come back off the Paul Carrick tour." So I came back from Bermuda with Paul Carrick, met up with Ed London, and he asked me if I wanted to go along and have a jam with him. So I did that, and then 10 years later I was still there. So
10 years?
10 years.
10 years
so
with the Chinas.
10 years, yeah.
Well, Paul Carrick's quite interesting. I mean, he wrote Tempted for the Squeeze song, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. How Long was his...
How Long? Mike and the Mechanics?
Yeah, Mike and the Mechanics. Played with Eric Clapton, B.B. King, you name it.
Wrote songs for the Eagles as well, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, big name, big name. I mean, he's got one of the best vocal sounds, I think, we've got
legend,
on the scene.
Proper legend, yeah.
So, when you were with Chinas, were you with Chinas sort of exclusively? Did you do other projects?
Only the odd little solo gigs, but mainly Chinas. Yeah. It was pretty full on, really. It was quite a lot of touring going on.
So what brought you to Dover? You've ended up in Dover.
My partner, she's from Dover originally, so Chris came down here to work. She's got her own salon and stuff down here, and I followed her down, really, and then I'd only been here a couple of days, and I think I'd met just about every musician in town in a couple of days. So, yeah.
Well, I remember when Colin first came to Dover, we were quite excited because he was quite a big name for around here. And I think one of the things that I've observed about you, Col, is just how generous you are with your music. You've played with some real amateurs. You've played with the youth. You've taught some of the youth. You've been very giving with your music. Why are you like that? What makes you? What drives you to do that?
I don't know. I just probably because people were the same with me when I was growing up. I had a lot of support from people on the island and wherever I was, and I think music's there to share. And as much as you can help people, especially the younger generation, to get into playing proper instruments, and I just think anything I can do to help them, I will do. Because people help me. So.
And you played with quite a few local bands as well. You sort of decked, haven't you?
Yeah.
I suppose most notably, you played with Mick Morris, one of the organisers, in Hands On, very good acoustic duo. And it's interesting to me, what sort of styles, who are your influences? Because it seems to me you're quite eclectic in your choices.
I've got so many influences. The first influence, back in the day when I started, was Jimmy Page. I heard a Led Zeppelin album and I thought, that's what I want to do. So, that was the start of it, really. Jeff Beck, Larry Carlton, Al Di Meola, there's so many,
Well, Steely Dan is the one you
Steely Dan,
after a few whiskies, that's normally always the one that gets played through the
absolutely,
senses. Yeah, and it's interesting because Steely Dan also did some work. Well, Walter Becker did some work with the Chinas.
He did,
as well.
2 albums.
And you've just finished recording the first China's album for the 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is just being released in the next few weeks.
It's going to be a fantastic album as well. So.
Yeah, how are the boys? Are they?
They're great. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're really looking forward to coming down as well, and doing the festival. And,
excellent.
Yeah.
And they're on song. I mean, how do you like the new album?
I love it. I think it's some of the best stuff they've written personally.
Yeah,
I actually spoke to the guys today. They were in the studio tracking vocals today.
Yeah.
So it's and they're made up. Ed was really happy with how it's sounding. So they've got a great team on it as well. They've got Carl Brown. If you look him up, he's been worked with everybody. And he's a bit of a legend himself.
So I mean, you're playing in quite a few little places, aren't you? During the festival.
Yeah.
Most notably on Friday the 18th, Colin's playing with China Crisis at the Town Hall.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Are you nervous about that? How do you feel about that? How long have you been away from the China?
It's been 4 years. Well, just about 4 years. Yeah. So, like riding a bike, I suppose.
Yeah, just straight back on it.
I reckon so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So it's going to be good to see, I think, Colin, in the Town Hall with the big gig.
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, great.
And you're playing. Who's that local band? A really good local band that you're playing with as well on the Saturday.
EK1. Got to give the boys a mention. Yeah, absolutely. The guys are great as well. That's Andy, Andy Doble, who I'm sure everybody knows in the town.
Andy Doble's a bit of a local legend, Andy.
Yeah. He is. Plays with Toyah.
Well, EK1 have been going for some years, haven't they?
25 years or something.
Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah.
Very good. Funkalicious, I think is the term.
Funkalicious. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing you're doing a bit of a gig on the Sunday in Pencester with Mick.
Yeah.
Hands on a plane. So we're going to see.
You know more than I do.
Yeah, I do. I'm just booking you as we're doing this interview.
Okay, yeah. Put that in my diary.
Can't deny it once it's on film. All right, so what do you think the future holds for you, Colin? What are you going to be doing with yourself?
I don't know. I'm working with Toyah now as well, doing her up close and personal tour, the acoustic thing, which is great fun. That's me and Chris Wong. And I'm doing the EK1 stuff, which I love, because that's just get out and have a play, and it's full on.
They're very popular, aren't they? You rarely play to
great party band, and I've got a few China Crisis dates in as well that I'm going to be doing with them. So I've got a festival coming up with them before the Dover Festival. Actually, that's over in Portsmouth or somewhere. I'm not sure.
Good.
That'll be the little warm-up gig for here. So.
Well, they were on Radio 6 last night.
I heard. Yeah. My friend in the Isle of Man told me actually.
Yeah, it was a good track. I like the track.
Yeah.
So I also caught on Vintage TV. I saw some footage of you playing with Toyah. That acoustic. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great little show actually. That's Toyah. It's got a chance to tell her life story.
Yeah.
She's using PowerPoint, and it's great. If you get a chance, anybody come watch the show.
So it's a really intimate little gig.
It's very intimate. Yeah.
Nice and acoustic in your face, I suppose.
And all the fans find out all the stuff that they want to know about her. They can fire questions at her. And
so like an audience with.
Yeah, audience with. Yeah. That's what it is. Really.
When's that kicking off, Col?
May the 22nd is the next one. That's up in Northampton at the boat show, funnily enough, the Crick boat show, and then it travels all over. But if you go on Toyah's website, all the dates are on there, so if anybody wants to come along and see it,
Yeah, we'll check that out.
It's great.
So, what's the best thing about being a musician for you?
I don't know, there's so many. Getting to travel, getting to meet great people, the buzz of playing on stage in front of lots of people, it's the thing a lot of people dream of doing, and to get the opportunity to do it, I'm really grateful for it, I love it.
And what's that for the musos out there? What you're playing, where did you get it from, what's your favourite guitar? Let's talk a little bit about the instrument.
Well, funnily enough, my favourite guitars have always been Fenders up until now, but I've been endorsing Farida guitars for a few years, and the one I've got, the Hypersonic, is the only guitar I ever play now, really, electric guitar anyway, because it suits me perfectly for my style of playing, it's got every sound I need and want, so that's what I'm using. And I've got a handmade acoustic by a local builder, a guy called Alistair Atkins, which is probably the best acoustic guitar I've ever played. So
yeah, I've heard that. It's a nice instrument.
It's beautiful, yeah. So,
I've got one criticism of the Atkins.
Yeah.
It ain't got dots on it.
It hasn't got dots on it.
So someone who ain't as good as you, it's a little bit tough. I need dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you not miss the dots?
I don't really know. Only when I've had too many beers, maybe.
Yeah. Well, look, Cole, we're really looking forward to your performances
Yeah, I'm
over
really
the
looking
festival.
forward to it. It'll be great.
And I think what's most important to say and get it on record is just what an influence you've been around the town.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and how generous you've been with your music. And I know you've encouraged an awful lot of us to perform. Your open stages have been legendary. We've had some legendary nights at the open
Fantastic,
stages.
yeah, brilliant.
And we've also got to meet quite a few of your, hobnobby friends.
Yeah.
Which has been fantastic. It's been good. So it's a real pleasure to have you as part of the festival, Cole.
Great, thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing you perform.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
A little bit of Rick Nelson for you.
Better.
Well, I went to a garden party to reminisce with my old friends. A chance to share old memories, play our song.